Hello everybody, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today. Today is Monday, March the 14th. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend and are ready for a good trading week ahead. Now the disclaimers are on the top left hand side of the video, so please read them even if you pause the video to do so. Now if you are watching and you have any questions, then the best thing to do, you've got a few things you can do. You can either email me, which is becky@tradewithufos.com. You can email the support team, which is support@tradewithufos.com, or you can go to this link here, let me bring it up, which is tradewithufos.com/Becky. So if I take you to that, from here, you've got different resources and tools that can help you. You can get different apps and platforms from the top here. If you scroll down a bit, you can book one-on-one coaching if you'd like to. If you scroll down, you can log in for free and ask a question here in this public area, which we will then answer here in this public area, so other people can learn from it too. Now you might find that the question you have has already been asked, in which case the answer is already there as well. Okay, so those are the places you can go for support. Let's now come back to what we're actually doing, which is looking at our 3D market commentary. Now, basically, we send an email out every day to our free members that has information on major world markets. So if I bring this over a little bit here, we want to have a bit of space more on the charts. So on the left-hand side, this is the email that we send. It's got information on major world markets, and we look at three different statistical elements. That's why we call it a 3D market commentary or a 3D approach. Now, the three different things that we look at for our major world markets are these three. So the first thing is market climate, which is essentially the upcoming market direction or the likely upcoming market direction. Is it likely to go up or down or sideways? Now, we use an app to help us called AutoClimate. That app is free on most platforms that you can get it on. And what it does is it analyzes a bunch of data and comes back to us and gives us an idea where those probabilities lie. So if we have a thick dot on our AutoClimate, ignore the lines, just focus on the dots. A thick blue dot tells us probability is upwards. If we had a thick red dot, that tells us probability is downwards. And if we had a thin dot, that tells us probability is in neither direction. So we're going to look at that per market to see where the likely upcoming market direction will be. Then we'll look at buy and sell UFOs. UFO in this context stands for unfilled orders. What it means is, where do we have buyers waiting that could push price up? And where do we have sellers waiting that could push price down, that could change the direction of price? Now, we have this in our Auto UFO app pointing out the buyers and sellers. The green ones show us where buyers are, the red ones show us where sellers are. So we'll look at that per market as well. And then we'll look at market volatility, which is how quickly we expect these markets to move. So we will start with the S&P 500, which is the top 500 US stocks. Now, each of the markets we look at are looking at a daily chart. So of course, different things happen on different time frames. This is relevant to a daily chart. Okay, so with the S&P 500, we have a confirmed downwards climate, thick red dot, probability down. Now, we do have buyers very, very close by. We are actually within this range of buyers right now. They are between 42.75 to 41.38.75. So we have buyers beneath us that could, of course, get in the way of that probability down. They're going to be pushing up as the climate is pushing down. And we also have sellers reasonably close above us, between 44.18.75 to 42.81.25. Now, overall with this, we have conflicting information. We have sellers pushing down and we have buyers pushing up around about the same area. So what we don't have is a clear probability one direction or the other. For me, that means not worth trading. Not worth trading this market on this time frame if we don't have clear probabilities one side or the other. In terms of volatility, we would expect the S&P 500, top 500 US stocks, to go up or down in 1 year by 30.71%. So in 1 day, that's 81.85 points. In a week is 180.18 points. And in a month is 375.07 points. So that's the S&P 500. Now the next market is going to be crude oil. Now before I load that, just to point out here about our different courses that we offer. They are affordable courses and they help you in different things such as understanding the futures markets, stock markets, forex. We also explain back testing, trading plans and psychology. Now most of our courses come with a 3-month complimentary access to our apps. Now Auto Climate is a free app on most platforms that you can get it on. Auto UFOs is a paid for app. It's a monthly subscription and the monthly amount depends on which platform you are using to access the Auto UFOs. Now you can subscribe directly for the Auto UFOs. You don't need to take a course in order to use them. You can just subscribe directly to them. However, taking a course and getting 3 months free access to the apps is often cheaper than simply just using the apps. So check that out. Okay, so crude oil, let's load that. With crude oil, we have just today a thick blue dot, therefore probability up. Now, I wouldn't be surprised, considering the price has actually moved down, if this changes tomorrow to an unconfirmed climate or maybe even later on in the day. We are seeing the price isn't quite sure what it's doing right now in crude oil. Now, we do have buyers here between 100.54 to 87.46. We have sellers up here at 130.5 to 115.54. So overall, I would say we've got buyers and sellers reasonably close by that can change things. And although we have confirmed probability up right now, price is actually moving down. So I think it's not really sure what it's doing. So I would say keep away for now, let it confirm itself clearly in one direction or the other. In terms of volatility, we'd expect movement in oil up or down in 1 year of 68.01%. In a day, that's 4.46 points. In a week, 9.82 points. And in a month, 20.45 points. Okay, so that's crude oil. Now moving on to gold. Let's load this. Just to pull your attention down here to our coaching and support. We offer a lot of coaching and support for free online, on YouTube. We answer the questions. You can email us, all kinds of things. We also have a closed coaching community, which is a small monthly fee to give you access to live trading videos and extra resources. But like I said, we do a lot for free anyway. Okay, so gold. Gold has a thick blue dot probability upwards. Now we are a bit overextended to the upside, meaning we've gone up for longer than we usually would go up for. So bear that in mind. However, we don't have any sellers above us. We have some buyers close behind that could push price back up again. They are between 1944.6 to 1916. So if price were to fall and hit these buyers, we'd expect them to push price back up again. Overall probability up coming from the climate anyway. Now, in terms of volatility, we would expect that gold would move up or down in 1 year by 24.73%. In a day, that's 30.61 points, up or down. In a week, 67.38 points. And in a month, 140.27 points. Again, either up or down. So that's gold. Now, the next market is the US dollar. So let's load this. The US dollar is easier than the others. That's more confirmed. We have a thick blue dot, probability upwards. We have buyers closer to us. They are between 98.625 to 97.785. And we've got a little bit of room before we hit the sellers that could change things. They're up here between 99.995 to 99.7. Overall probability up there for the US dollar. Now, in terms of volatility on the US dollar, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 12.02%. So in a day, that's 0.75 points. In a week, 1.65 points. And in a month, 3.43 points. Last but not least is bakkt Bitcoins. Let's load this. As we do so, just to highlight down here about our proprietary platform, it's hard to say, Predictive Options Planner, top. Now, I know it says options in the name, and if you are an options trader, it is especially helpful for all of the integrated and exclusive apps in there that help you with options. But equally, if you trade Forex or futures or stocks, It can be a great tool to analyze everything because, again, it's got unique apps integrated into it for analysis purposes. Okay, so coming back to Bitcoin, we have a thick red dot probability downwards on Bitcoin. Now, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere here, and the price is here. We have sellers all the way up here at 45,205 to 42,935, and we have buyers down here at 32,820 to 31,615. Now, it's unlikely that we hit either one of those today, in which case the probability is coming to the downside from the climate. Now, volatility-wise, we would expect Bitcoin to move up or down in a year by 81.16%. So in a day, that's 1,999.79 points. In a week, 4,402.34 points. And in a month, 9,164.2 points. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our markets. We've looked at 5 major world markets and we've looked at daily charts for each of them. What we've tried to do is figure out where statistical likelihoods are in these markets. Just because something is likely to happen, by the way, doesn't mean it will happen. So we still want to layer in extra layers of probability, and we definitely want to manage our risk just in case anyway. Now, the 3 major statistical elements that we've looked at per market: market climate, which using auto climate, the app down here, figuring out where the likely upcoming market direction is, up, down, or nowhere, based on the probability that we get from our auto climate app. We've also looked at buy and sell UFOs, where we have buyers that can push price up or sellers that can push price down, therefore helping us understand where we might be buying and selling as well. And then we looked at market volatility, which again is how quickly we expect these markets to move up or down. Now, last thing to look at before we finish today is our weekly economic calendar. Now, we get this from fxstreet.com and we filter by high impact news. We want to know which scheduled news reports could have an impact on the markets that we trade. Of course, unexpected news reports, unscheduled news reports happen all of the time as well. They can also impact the markets that we trade. So of course, we need to manage our risk. But in terms of understanding what's scheduled, that can help us as traders to manage our risk more tightly. Now, today being Monday, we have news coming out 10 p.m. Eastern that could affect Chinese markets or the Chinese yuan. So be aware of that if you trade at those markets. Now, any questions, you can email me, or you can go to tradewithufos.com/Becky, which is this link here. You can go there for different apps and platforms. You can book one-on-one coaching, or you can scroll down and find hopefully answers to the questions that you have already here. If not, you can log in for free and post them there yourself. So today being Monday, I will wish you guys a great trading week ahead. I'll be back later on in the week, so I'll see you then. Have a great start to your trading week and see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.